Hey, welcome to another Valley Forged. Getting a little patriotic today. Gonna make some flags. And I put together this file. It has many different ways that you can make flags. Whether you want to do something like I'm showing on the screen here, this kind of a 3D look with wood, or you want to do a traditional red, white, and blue. You just want to do an engraving. There's all sorts of ways to make a flag. I'm doing them all in the more traditional way here, not wavy or anything like that, but lots of ways you can make a traditional flag. And the reason this came up is that I was working with a veterans organization. I'm a veteran, and one of the people working there didn't have any flags in their office, and they were like, I would really like a flag in my office, and knew I was a maker. And I said, well, I like to paint with wood, and so I had some of this sapele, and this is walnut and maple, and I put this together. I thought it turned out really nice, and it's all natural wood. I don't use stain. So I thought that was kind of cool, but it's expensive. If you were going to do this, I would do it as a gift or something for yourself, but to sell, it would be hard to make that money back because it's just, $30 worth of wood or something, right? So I have been ordering a ton from Craft Closet because I have got a show coming up. So I'm making lots of my file. You probably already know my cross file. I have a pack on Etsy that's all of my best sellers. Thank you so much. I've been selling so many of them and people are loving them. And that's helpful for me. And I think it's really helpful for you. A great way to start a business. I'll be putting this one up as well, just as a flag kind of bundle. So you can make any type of flag that you want to. But as far as if you were going to sell it, I think maybe as an engraved or, it comes with a stand in the back. So it's going to be very helpful that way. But I found probably the best way to do it is the traditional way, red, white, and blue with this colored MDF from Craft Closet, because you don't have to do any painting and it's not that expensive, right? It is something you could probably sell and make money at. Whereas if you're going to use these hardwoods, you're really going to have to ask some good money to be able to sell them. That is something I've been getting asked a lot lately, is what kind of glues I use and how do I price my items, things like that. So I will be making, and don't forget, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Hey, I know I forget. So even though I get annoyed when people are always reminding me, it works. And I do think I make pretty good content for lasers. Let me know what you think. A tips and tricks videos, things like that to tell you all of those things. This is just wood glue because I'm just using wood for this particular thing. So I'll show you some of the different forms, but one of the ones I really, really, really liked was this red, white, and blue that came from the colored MDF from Craft Closet. Link below, of course. I just think it really came out great. And if you use the black as the frame, it just really pops. It really looks nice. So you see at the bottom, I have proudly made in the USA. Most flags are not made in the USA, so I think that's kind of a premium, and I really think this is going to be a great file for people. Another thing I noticed is, you see, I made this one, and then I used the opposite pieces to make this one. So you kind of get two out of one. Now, this is Paduk. Now, you can see I use the sapele on the flag that I'm showing you here, and it looks great because it's kind of a natural reddish. But if you really want to get some deep reds, you can use the Paduk, which is just gorgeous, but it's very expensive, but it's so pretty. So again, doing it for yourself, if you were going to sell this, I think just one sheet of the Paduk's like $30. So you'd have to sell this thing for like $100 for it to even be worth it. But if you Again, for a gift or for your own home or something like that, it may really, really be worth it. But that's what I try to do with the file, is make as many different ways that as possible for you to make a flag. I mean, no matter how basic, if you just want to use some Baltic birch, or I think this is cherry, and just engrave it. Easy enough, quick, no fuss, no muss. But then if you want to go deeper, you could do like I'm showing here with the 3D where it's all separated, or you could do it like I showed you here where it's just a couple of layers, but everything's glued together so it's flat. Now, if you do it a little bit bigger, like I show with the MDF one, each one of those stars, I literally glued those in individually. Yes, it took like an hour just to glue the stars in. But for me, it was worth it because it's just something I wanted to do. And you could easily just have behind the stars white, and that will probably look just fine. But for me, hey, part of what I enjoy doing is the things that take longer time. You've seen my wallet files. I hand sew each one of my wallets. Not because I don't know how to sew. I definitely know how to sew, but I enjoy hand stitching. It's just something I like doing. Anything that I can do while I am watching videos. I watch other laser videos, Louisiana Hobby Guy and Clack Shack and people like that. I'll be watching their videos and hand sewing or something, or just learning whatever I'm learning. But again, I think it really, really came out nice with the MDF. And then this is part of the file where you can just put the stand in and it will set itself up no matter what size you do. Fact, let's bring that file up. So this part will come with the file. It's the only real thing I think that I need to explain to people is that this, just like with my Lord's Prayer cross file, if you where you put it in the stand, the only thing that you really need to change is the width of this. So you want to go and make sure in your upper left-hand corner, you see this lock. Make sure it is unlocked before you click on it. And then you'll click on it and it will tell you, right now it's in inches. You can click it right up here where it says IN. You could click that to say MM. So whichever way you want to do it, as you can see right here, the width for this right now is 2.85 millimeters. Now that's what worked for the MDF that I was using. Probably could have gone a little bit less even, because you do have a little bit of kerf. And as long as the width is correct, the height should stay the same unless you change the height of it itself. So what I'm going to do, I would say the easiest way to make sure that you've got it correct is you just go down to the bottom and you make sure this will fit in there, right? So as long as that will fit in there like so, you're golden. And then you just got to make sure the width of each of these is the width of your wood, how high your wood is. So how thick your wood is. And that's pretty much it. I just make sure that this thing is in the center, and then I'll take this out, and usually I will rotate it just so that it fits better on a piece of wood. Don't want to waste if you don't need to. And then this is the backing, which you will see here. I did it in the gray MDF. It's really nice when it's already finished. No painting. No, there is not a single bit of paint on any of this. This is all just the colored MDF. They have, I think, about 6 or 7 different colors, and that made it pretty nice. And, even the stand, it's already colored. And what's nice also, you may get some marks from the laser or whatever. I used some Windex, and then all the marks came right off. So it's just perfect right now. Again, I think the only difficult part about this entire process was gluing these white stars in. Again, I had a good time doing it. So This is my first time actually just making making an American flag file. So it was kind of fun. Everything will be put into layers, so you can decide what you want to turn on and turn off in LightBurn, and you can just cut out what you need to cut. Is there a more efficient way to make these stripes if you're just going to glue them in? Why would you need to cut them with spaces like this instead of just squashing it all together? You can absolutely do that. You could just grab all of these and put them as tightly together as you want and cut them out of one piece. The reason why I didn't do that is because, like I showed you before, all of the spaces in between I can use to make an opposite color flag. So if you cut them out this way, what you have left will fit right together to make the opposite. So then you'll end up with something like so. And this is, I made this one, and what was left over made this one. So you could kind of think about how you want to do it. I would kind of suggest cutting this out in anything cheap first. If you got paper, you got cardboard, you got whatever, some cheap wood, just to get a feel for, hey, this is the way that I want it to be. I want this cut out. I don't want that cut out. I want to do this part engraved. I mean, you could do it to where you just engrave a box in here, right? So this would be darker. Easy to do. Again, that's why I made the different versions, so you could play around and say, oh, okay, I like it this way. I don't like it that way. There's just a million ways to do it here. And so I hope it works for you. Let me know if you have any trouble or what the problems are. Like I said again, I just made this, so I know it's working for me, but let me know what is and what isn't working for you. Settings are all on you. This is one thing: you need to know your laser and know what your settings are going to be, how you're going to cut it. But other than that, you should have everything you need here. So enjoy making the flag. Post a picture of it, of course, on Etsy, and let me know how it goes. All right, and I will see you all in the next one. Love y'all.